The equivalent increment level of the experience of teacher B is 6 minus the qualification standard. Again, that's 0 because even if you don't have any teaching experience, there is a huge possibility that you will still be hired or you'll get a total of 70 points plus. Um, so the qualification standard going back is 0, and that's increment level 1. And 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. Now let's go back to the weight allocation table. Let's find out what's the equivalent point for the actual increment level 5. Hi everyone! First of all, I would like to thank you so much for showing your love and support to me and my YouTube channel by constantly watching my videos as well as subscribing, of course. So my channel has already reached over 5,000 subscribers. Yay! I actually didn't expect this, but I hope that my videos had helped you at the very least. Anyway, going to the content of this video, I will be sharing with you how to compute your points for your teaching experience. So just like the previous video that I have uploaded, if you have not watched it, by the way, feel free to check the link in the description box below. That is how to compute your points for your education. So going back, for this topic or for this content, I will be sharing with you how to compute your points for your teaching experience, and we will be using the same terms such as increment level, qualification standards, weight allocation, and we will be also referring to an increment table. This increment table that I am talking about is separate, or this is different. This is solely created for the teaching experience itself. It's not the same as the increment table for the education. Anyway, are you ready? So let's get started. This is now the increment table that I am talking about. This is the increment table for experience. If you have noticed, if you have watched the previous video about the computation of points for your education, this is totally different. Now, I honestly do not have any idea as to how will I be able to share this with all of you guys. So I decided to crop the picture so that at least it will be zoomed out and it will be clearer, or the details will be more visible. Unlike the previous video, I'm very sorry about that, but let me think of some ideas and how will I be able to share the previous picture with you guys. So I hope with this you can just go back and forth through the video once you'll try to compute for your equivalent points for your teaching experience. Now, yeah, we're almost done. I actually thought um, it would have been better if I'll be able to share a link with you, but I'm not comfortable doing that because I'm scared of, sharing a virus or something. And I'm sure you guys also do not want to open links from someone you do not know personally. So that is why I decided to just do it like this so that you can just go back and forth through the video. So we're almost done. Um, Now, the last one here is increment level 31. That is if you have 15 years of experience or more. All right, so that's it. Now, let's go to an actual example. Let's take a look at this. So, we have teacher A, and she worked as a substitute teacher starting August 1st until November 2nd of 2020. So that's a total of 3 months. And she worked again as a substitute teacher starting January the 10th until April the 10th of 2021. That's another 3 months. So adding the two experiences, teacher A gained a total of 6 months of teaching experience. Now let's go back to the increment table. If you see the increment table, a total of 6 months of experience to less than 1 year, that's increment level 2. Now that we have already identified the increment level, we will go to the formula. So this is the formula. We have the increment level minus the qualification standard equals actual increment level. Now, compared with the education has a qualification standard, and which is a bachelor's degree. If you have remembered the previous video that I have uploaded, bachelor's degree is increment level 6, and that's what's being deducted from the increment level when we computed for the education, for the total points for education. But this time for teaching experience, I am glad to let you know that there is no specific qualification standard for teaching experience. So that's zero experience. So long as you passed, so long as you get a total of 70 points, even if you don't have a teaching experience, then you'll get a chance to be hired by the Department of Education. So we'll go back later on to the increment table. So the increment level for the teaching experience, the total teaching experience of teacher A was 2, right? And then if you have also remembered the qualification standard, again, that's 0, and that's equivalent to increment level 1. So 2 minus 1, the actual increment level is 1. Now, we will refer to the weight allocation table. This is now the weight allocation table. So let's take a look at this. For 2 to 3 increments, that's 4 points. 4 to 5 increments, that's 6 points. 6 to 7 increments, that's 8 points. And 8 or more increments, that's 10 points. Now, going back to the experience of teacher A, wherein she had a total of 6 months of teaching experience, and we found out that it's increment level 2 minus the qualification standard of 1, so her actual increment level was 1. Now let's take a look at this table. Do you see 1 increment? So the minimum here is actually 2 to 3 increments. So definitely for 6 months of experience, 6 months below, that's a total of 0 point in the ranking. For our second example, we have here teacher B, and he had worked for ABC Incorporated starting June 4th of 2018 until April 7th of 2019. So that's a total of 10 months. And he had also worked at Kids Edu Incorporated starting June 6th of 2019 until April 1st of 2020. And he had also worked from June 3rd of 2020 until April the 10th of 2021. So adding the 2 years, or adding these 2 dates, that's a total of 20 months plus his experience in ABC Incorporated. So that's a total of 30 months, right? So let's write here. All right, now let's go back to the increment table. Teacher B's experience is 30 months, right? And 30 months is equivalent to 2 years and 6 months. And if you take a look at this increment table, 2 years and 6 months to less than 3 years is equivalent to increment level 6. Now that we have identified the increment level, let's go back to the formula. The equivalent increment level of the experience of teacher B is 6 minus the qualification standard. Again, that's 0 because even if you don't have any teaching experience, there is a huge possibility that you will still be hired, or you'll get a total of 70 points plus. So the qualification standard going back is 0, and that's increment level 1. And 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. Now let's go back to the weight allocation table. Let's find out what's the equivalent point for the actual increment level 5. So if you see here, 4 to 5 increments, that's equivalent to 6 points. Therefore, the experience of teacher P, which is a total of 30 months, will earn a total of 6 points in the ranking using the new DEPED ranking guidelines. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that this video will guide you so that you will know how much you will earn in the ranking this time. Thank you very much for watching the video. Have a great day.